Welcome to the Bo Benson Show. If you like talking about religion, if you like talking about politics and conspiracies, then this is the place for you. You know, many children grow up admiring heroes on television, but there's one group of people who have it better than you and I. These people, not only do they believe in heroes, superhuman heroes, they're real, and they're among us. And they have ungodly-like wisdom, and they will share that wisdom with you. Among these real-life heroes, there's none as great or as inspirational as Stephen Lett of the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses.
We're familiar with 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 8. So having food and clothing, and the footnote adds shelter, we will be content with these things. So contentment really protects us. And in effect, that's what Jehovah was telling Barak. He was telling him, you have what you need. Stop storing up great things or seeking great things. Be content with what you have and do more important things. And then he gave a powerful reason why Barak should do this. Jehovah told him in Jeremiah 45:5, for I'm about to bring a calamity on all flesh. So if you get the mastery over this, I will grant you your life as a spoil. Well, the same applies to us, doesn't it? Jehovah is soon going to bring a calamity on all flesh, and so we need to be content with what we really need and seek first the kingdom. We're just temporary residents, aren't we? Many others who will come back who will have to abandon their former way of life. I was thinking, as an example, a homosexual. Now, this former homosexual comes back in the resurrection, and he really thought, and he was taught, and he came to believe that God accepted him with that lifestyle. But now he's going to learn about Jehovah's moral standards. And he's going to learn that Jehovah will not lower his standard to accommodate us. We have to come up to Jehovah's standard. Will he change? Will he adjust? It'll be up to him. But you, brothers and sisters, will help such ones to enjoy life eternal. All must learn to walk in Jehovah's righteous ways and willingly choose to do so. But now, what if someone refuses to make the necessary changes? Well, the Watchtower commented on that. It said, after being given ample time, maybe even 100 years, to seek God, some will show that they refuse to practice righteousness. Justly, they will lose life in the new world, as we can see from Isaiah 65, verse 12, which says, and the sinner will be cursed, even though he is 100 years of age. But we expect this will be the minority, that the majority will be delighted to make the adjustments so they can live in that wonderful new world. Apostate-driven lies and dishonesties that Jehovah's organization is permissive toward pedophiles. I mean, that is ridiculous, isn't it? If anybody takes action against someone who would threaten our young ones and takes action to protect our young ones, it's Jehovah's organization. We reject outright such lies. We're not born as friends of God because we're born as sinful offspring of Adam. Actually, if you think about it, we're born as enemies of God. Sometimes you'll hear people say of a little baby, look at that little angel. But more accurate would be to say, look at that little enemy of God. Now, of course, we love that little baby, and it's not hopeless, because our loving Creator has made reconciliation with him within the reach of everyone. We can become a good friend of God.
They were more dangerous, weren't they? Well, the same with Satan. 2 Corinthians 11:14 says, Satan keeps disguising himself.
To be sure. But we're really not surprised to see the world in the grip of such pestilence, are we? Jesus made it clear at Luke 21:11 that pestilence would be part of the sign of the last days. And in Revelation chapter 6, the ride of the fourth horseman includes mention of deadly plague. So the events unfolding around us are making clearer than ever that we're living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the last days, shortly before the last day of the last days.